Hi everyone, let's just jump right in. We're going to go ahead and go into polynomial division today. So the first thing that we want to do is look at this and see what we can do with it. We see that we have a polynomial up here, and then down below we're going to call it a monomial. It's just going to be one item, okay? And so let's go ahead and we'll just set it up. Divide this. And we'll see my luck in grabbing all of this. Darn. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put this back together. And then what we want to notice is that in this case, we're going to be able to do a straight division. And so I'm going to go ahead and factor this out before I do it. So here's my solution, okay? So I will factor out a common term and reduce. Okay, there's different ways to do this, but this is going to be my approach because I think it's going to be clean. Okay, so in the numerator, they all are multiples of 2, right? And have at least x cubed. Okay? No, don't do that. So that's what we're going to go ahead and factor out. So let's go ahead and set this up, but instead of that in the numerator, let's just go ahead and take out, okay, we're going to take out this 2x cubed. We're going to take out a 2, and we're going to take out an x cubed. So what's going to be left, right? So what's going to be, what do each of these terms turn into when we do this, right? So 2 times what gives me the -6? Well, it'll be -3, right? And then this will have to be an x to the 5th. When you multiply an exponent by an exponent, they add, right? So that will bring me back to there. This is also going to be a 3, and then this will just be an x. And this whole thing can just be a 1. Now, if I distribute this back through, I'll get 2 times -3, which would be a -6. X cubed and x to the 5th will be an x to the 8th. 2 times 3 will be 6. X cubed and x will be x to the 4th. And 2x cubed times 1 will be 2x cubed. So there we are. And now what we can see is that we have the same thing in the numerator and denominator in this case. So we can actually cross-reduce these. So now we can reduce both parts of the fraction by this 2x cubed, right? And so what we're going to end up with is that's actually going to reduce to a 1. And that's going to reduce to a 1. And when you something over 1 is just itself, right? So then we're just going to get this. Okay? And so that's going to be my solution, is going to be, let's go try it. So it'll be -3x to the 5th plus 3x minus 1. And so I'm going to claim that works. Okay, now it's not so friendly. So now this is going to be less friendly. Okay. And we're going to do it by long division because it wants long division. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and set this up with long division. Boy, I don't know how long it's been since you've done long division. Okay, so timeout. Okay, Hold on, before we do this, we need something. Okay. Let's remember how to do long division. Okay. I don't know. Let's just make something up. We're going to do 3. Hey, how do I make the cute divided by sign? Hey, look at this. I got it. Kapow. Give me a number that doesn't divide equally. 147. 1 plus 4 plus 7 is 12. That divides equally by 3. 148. 1 plus 4 plus 8. All right, that'll work for us. Okay, so 3 does not go into 1, but 3 can go into 14, right? Hey, I need to be able to write on top of this. Boom. This is just wonderful. We can figure this stuff out. Okay, so 3 goes into 14 4 times, right? Now, 4 times 3 is going to be 12, right? So what we do now is we're going to change the sign. Let's line that up. Nope, don't do it. We're going to change the sign, and then we add down. So can we make this all underlined? Oh, I have no idea. All of these fancy things I can do in here, and I don't know how to make it underlined. All right, fine. So then, I won't do it. Okay, fine. I'll try to fix it later. So then 14 minus 12 is going to be a 2, right? Now, next to this, what do? You drop that 8, don't you? There. And you drop that 8, and so that 8 comes down here as this 8. Okay? So now 3 goes into 28. How many times? 9. 9 times 3 is going to be a 27. Again, you're going to change the sign. And you're going to add down. Right? And what you'll be left with is 1. Okay. So then you were taught in like grade school or whatever, up here where you have the 49. Now you can do remainder 1, right? Okay. Cool. Can you rewrite that? So that means this is the part that I'm not sure all the teachers know, right? Because they kind of had you stop here. 148 over 3 is equal to 49 and an additional 1 divided by 3. Okay? So now, 49 is the quotient. 1 is the remainder, I think. How is this going to have us do it? Or 1/3 is the remainder. Dun, dun, dun. I don't have a good answer for you. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go do this one, and we're going to go try this the same way. And if I get the answer wrong, you can hear me cuss vocally. Okay, so there's another way to do this called synthetic division. We're actually going to switch over to that. But if this is like an x squared or it's not friendly, we're going to do this long division method. Let's go ahead and set it back up the same way. So remember when we did this, see the 148 is what goes inside of that thing, right? So let's go ahead and set that up. Oh, there's one with a box on top of it this whole time? Oh, now I feel foolish. Okay, on the outside there was an x minus 4, and on the inside we got this here polynomial. Now, word of warning, if there's something skipped, right? We have x squared, we have x cubed, x squared, x, and the number. Let's say we don't have one of these terms. you got to put a 0 in there, okay? Otherwise, it's just going to totally screw us later. All right, you ready? You excited? I'm excited. Okay. Okay, how many times does x minus 4 go into this mess? I don't know, but hold on. How many times does x go into x cubed? Okay, let me rephrase that question. What do you multiply x by to get to x cubed? Oh, that's why I don't like this. Oh, I see. I don't know how to move over there. All right, I guess it'll do it naturally. Okay, so it's going to be x squared, right? X squared times x. Now we got to line this up. No, that didn't work. I hope I didn't change the font. I did a sticky key and I don't think it was good. Okay, x cubed times x squared times x is going to be an x cubed. Okay. X squared and a negative 4 is going to be a negative 4 x squared. You follow me? Okay. Now, what did we do up here? Go up here. Remember, you change the sign and you add down, right? So here's what we're going to do here. We need this to be another color because we're going to change the sign and it's a major event, right? And that's why we change the sign, right? The same reason we do it in the other. So this now is going to be a plus, right? And now we're going to add down. So this is going to be a 0. And this thing is going to be a negative 2x squared. Okay. Now, let's go back up over here and think about this next one. What do? Drop it down. So I'm going to end up with a plus 15x. Okay. How many times does x go into negative 2x squared? Well, how do I multiply to get from x to negative 2x squared? I need a negative 2, and I need another x. So when I multiply this against x, I'll get negative 2x squared. Okay, so here we go. Let's multiply this through again. Okay. So negative 2x times x is going to give me a negative 2x squared. Okay. And then negative 2x and a negative 4 is going to give me plus 8x. Now, I'm going to change the signs again. So I'm going to change the color so that you know it's occurring. And I'm going to change that sign. And I'm going to change this sign. Okay. And we're going to add down again. Okay. So again, that's going to be a 0. So we just have to worry about that. That's going to give me a 7x. And then again, here, we would drop down that last element. And I'm going to get a negative 29. Okay, how many times does x go into 7x? You got it, 7, right? 7 times x will be 7x, 7 times, okay, so we got this. So let's go put this in. Okay, so 7 times x is going to be a 7x. And then 7 times negative 4 is going to be a negative 28. Again, we're going to change the signs. Oh, it gave me a weird plus because I didn't have it in the math type. Okay. And then we're going to change this also. And we will add down again. What did I do wrong? Oh, it was already 7x. This needs to be a negative, not a positive, right? I made a mistake. because when I multiplied it. Okay, we're good, we're good. Okay, so now we should be able to move over again. This one's going to be a 0, but this one will be a 1, and in fact it's going to be a -1, so let's put that in. -1. This is our remaining component. I don't like to call it the remainder yet, so let's go grab this. That thing, which is top heavy, it's heavier because it's got an x cubed over an x. So it's going to dump and it's going to spill out an x squared. And we got that x squared, okay? This thing equals this minus 1 over x minus 4. The 1 or the -1 comes from this -1 here, and then the x minus 4. Okay, so this is what I'm going to call our remainder. Let's go see what our homework system thinks about it. Okay, so I got a -1 over x minus 4. Oh no, that's totally not right. -1 over x minus 4 equals undefined. Oh, it does not like it. Let's just put our -1 in there. It's okay with that. It accepted it. That's what we're going to call our remainder. You see how I was freaking out because it had an x in it? It doesn't want that whole thing. Okay, so your remainder is just this piece here, the -1 in this case, okay? Okay, that's long division. Just another long division doing the same thing. Oh, but it skipped one. Here's another one with long division. It's a mess. There's another one. There's another one. Okay, let's pick out the mess. Okay, that. Okay, so let's go grab this problem here. I don't feel like I have a good copy on it. All right, fine. If you get it just right, it'll copy, see? Okay. This one is being divided by that one. Are they the same power? Is it always the same power? Well, that'll help some. Okay. So right away I can tell you what the actual component's going to be. Okay. So again, think about what you did. Okay. This one is being divided by this one. Okay. So the same thing. This one here is going to get divided by this one. This is the one that's doing the cutting up, right? It's going to divide. Okay. No, we don't know this. We know nothing. Okay, here we go. Look, how many times does x squared go into a -5x squared? -5. -5 times x squared. And notice I'm only dealing with the x squared. I don't care about everything else. That's important because that'll make that move a lot smoother. So I'm going to get a -5x squared. Right? And now let's multiply through. So -5 times -4 is going to be a positive 20x. And -5 times 3 is going to be a -15. And we're going to add down. Oh, wait. We got to change the signs. Okay, here we go. So let's change our color here. Over to blue. Okay, change the sign, right? Change the sign. Change Change the sign. If you got a set of colored pens, use them. Okay, that one's going to be 0. That one's going to be 0. What do I got left? I got me a 4. That's all I have. We add down. Okay. That's our remainder. So this thing, after all that, equals -5 and then 4 over this. You see how we do this? So this thing's going to be -5, and then this thing's going to be a 4, and I guess that was it. Okay. This one, let's talk about this for a second. Okay, if you're done and you're good, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to do these other ones real quick, or a couple of them, because they've got a few oddities in there, and that's why they were selected, okay? Like this one. So let's do the same thing. Here. I'm lazy. Okay. Okay. So this thing here, and I have this severe warning bell going off in my head. Do you know what it is? I'm like panicked right now. Why? What's wrong with this problem, okay? There's like a flashing sign. I got an x cubed and an x. Where's the x squared? I got 0 of those x squareds. Play along for a minute and you'll see why I care. Okay. How many times does x go into x cubed? Goes into x squared times. I feel like I've done this before. X squared times x is what? That'll be my x cubed that I wanted. Okay. X squared times -6 is -6x squared. And if I didn't put this freaking 0 here, I wouldn't have anything to line this up to, and all kinds of bad stuff can occur in my life. Okay, we're going to go change the signs. And we're going to see this in a little bit when I show you synthetic. Okay, and let's go ahead and just add down. So now if we add down, that one's going to be 0, but this one's not. This is going to be 6x squared, right? Okay, and now the next thing to do is what? Drop this value, okay? Okay, there we go. So how many times does x go into 6x squared? It's got to be 6x. 6x times x is going to give me that 6x squared I'm looking for. And then 6x times -6 is going to be -36x. Again, we're going to go ahead and change the signs. So we're going to get a negative here and a positive here. And then we would add down. That one will be 0. This one will be a 3x. And again, we would drop that next value, which is going to be a -19. How many times does x go into 3x? It's got to be 3. 3 times x. Will give me a 3x, and 3 times -6 is going to be -18. And again, we would change the sign. and add down. We could then come up with our final conclusion. This one's going to be 0, and that'll be a -1. Right, and this is going to be my remainder. So, at this point, this thing equals this mess and then the remainder is going to be a -1 over x minus 6. Okay? So there you have it. Okay. Now, my next question is going to be, where do you learn synthetic division? And I don't know that you do. Okay. So, yes, you are going to learn synthetic division right here, okay? So, follow me for one more second. Let's go back into this polynomial division. And we're going to go pick one out. Not that one. You'll have to do that one long division for now. Let's go back to here. Let's do this again. Actually, let's just do this one again. I already did it once. Okay. Let's go grab this sucker. Having taught a lot of kids with dyslexia, I'm not a big fan of long division or regular multiplication. There are a lot of weird issues. Divide using synthetic division. Okay, you ready for me? You excited? I'm excited. Okay, what makes 0 on the outside is 6, okay? And I'm going to make my division sign this way. I have an x cubed. I don't have an x squared, but I need it. I have an x and I have a number. So I count 4 things, okay? So in here, I'm going to make a space, and it's going to have 4 columns, and I'm going to put 2 rows there, and you'll see why, okay? Okay. Across, I'm going to put the coefficients, which is going to be a 1x cubed, a 0x squared, a -33x, and a -19, okay? Okay. Put the I don't know if this makes sense. Put the asymptote in the denominator. So like where x minus 6 equals 0, so x equals 6, right? That's an asymptote, right? That's a problem. Put that asymptote in the denominator on the outside. And the values of the numerator on the inside. Okay? That's how we're going to pull this trick, okay? Okay. So next, drop the first value and multiply and then add down. Okay, you ready? So the first one's gonna go here, so let's go ahead and copy this, okay? And as we get going, you won't have to write so much, but just follow me. Okay, so this first one gets dropped. Okay? So that's a 1. 6 times 1 is 6. Notice how I multiply the 1 and 6, let's do 1 times 6 and put that in the second column, right? Okay, add down. So the next one, okay, so now I'm going to add down, rinse and repeat. Do it again and again. Right? Okay. 6 times 6 is 36. Negative 36, or negative 33 and 36 is going to give me a 3. 6 times 3 is 18. And 18 minus 19 will give me a negative 1. Okay, now check this out. This, think about how this all started. This was an x cubed. We didn't have an x squared. We had an x and we had a number, okay? X cubed, x squared, x, and number. That's what these are. Everybody's getting divided down 1, okay? So this is now an x squared. Oh, here, let me go get the original problem so I can put that equals. It makes me feel good. Equals. Okay, that thing's an x squared. This thing's going to be a 6x. Okay, this is going to be a plus 3. And then this last one becomes my remainder, right? And so, because it's on the end, so I'm going to get a negative 1 over x minus 6. And if this worked, I have done this, and I should get the same answer. Okay? Okay, you ready? Let's go do this again. But we're gonna cut down our work like significantly. Okay? So let's go, we're gonna go copy one of these. Okay. Fantastic. So now let's go grab one of these. I don't care. Which one that we didn't do yet? Oh, I don't want that one because it's got a number in front of it. Okay, these two, I've got a way to cheat it out, but I want you to do the long division on those. Okay. So let's go grab this one or this one. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's grab this one. This is a good one. Okay. Does it work? It worked. Okay. I have 1x cubed, negative 5 of the x squareds. I have 10 of the x's. And a negative 27. And what makes 0 in the bottom is a positive 4. Okay? Okay. Drop the first value. Now I'm going to go quick, okay? This is going to be the last one of the night. Drop the first one and go. Right? 1 times 4 is 4. Add down. Okay. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Add down. Four times 6 is 24. Add down. Okay. And we have our solution. This thing equals, okay, so this used to be x cubed, so this is going to be an x squared. Everybody gets demoted one. This is going to be an x plus a 6, and then negative 3 over x minus 4. There you go. And so that should be my answer here for this. Let's go try this. So it's going to be x squared minus x plus 6. And then this one's going to be a negative 3. And that works. Okay? So that's how you can cheat your way through these. We're going to use that heavily later, so it's an awesome skill. Okay, good luck.